Been busy. You've been keeping busy, and you've been busy all over YouTube, Twitter.
Yeah.
You have a very busy schedule. A lot of people. I don't know if anybody knows that or not, but you have one hell of a busy schedule because you do classes too.
Yeah. I mean, and the thing is I'm only live once a week, but we have videos up every day. Keep an active schedule with fitness clients, and I help out with my lady's her acting career and her dog business.
So you
So,
guest all over the place too. So yeah,
oh,
you might do like one live stream, but you're like
sure.
live all you're living that Mexican Iron Man lifestyle where you're guesting everywhere and always busy.
Well, listen, I am the other Mexican on YouTube that is a YouTuber, but yeah, it ebbs and flows. So I think obviously with the book now, we're calling on all our friends. So that's why I'm starting to kind of hang out a lot more. I used to be official panelist on a lot of big channels, but I kind of just reined it in. But no, I love hanging out with friends. If anything, I haven't been over here to Valhalla in a while. My first home. So you know, sorry,
Oh,
Lucky.
oh no, dude, no, don't apologize. We all get so wrapped up, and that's one of the things I really want to hit on today is finding the time to do something like this. It's not just let's talk about the book. Let's see what the book's about. It's how did you get to this point and what was the road and how did you find the time? And we're going to get on all that and more in just a second, guys. Let's hit that intro. Thank you so very much for being here. Skull.
Crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and to hear the lamentation of their women.
The penetrator. Ah, come on, look, because I always went the farthest into the target, goddammit. Libya, Tunisia, Lebanon, it was me, pal. I was always first in, last out.
This thing doesn't want to show itself. It wants to hide inside an imitation. It'll fight if it has to, but it's vulnerable out in the open.
Its blood was on the leaves.
If it bleeds, we can kill it.
Good morning, Valhalla. Knock me dry. Roll Tide, Kiwi Chow, Roll Tide, my brother. Eli. Greetings, one and all, and welcome to YouTube Talk here on Mornings of Mischief. I'm your host, Stone Loki. Good morning, everybody. With me today is the one and only, the Latino Slant. Paulie, what is up, brother? How are you doing?
Well, I'm up. It's 6 a.m. here on the left coast of Los Angeles, and but yeah, man, I'm feeling good. I got some good rest, and I gotta say, man, like your intros always, pump people up, which is fantastic. And that's
try and wake people up. We try and wake people up in the morning. Get them ready. Get them ready for the day. Grab onto it and hold on tight and kick some ass.
I mean, life's too short. There's no time like right now. Do it. Just do it. Yeah, absolutely. I love it. I love it, bro.
It's good to have you back here on Mornings of Mischief. It's good to have you back here on YouTube Talk. I believe we've done a couple of YouTube Talks before together, some Thirsty Thursdays, some Taco Tuesdays. I mean, you've been on like every show we do.
Yeah, well, I remember my first show, DC Fandom. That's right, DC Fandom. Mike was like, "We got to get this guy Latino Slant on." I was like, "Okay." I had no idea who you were, and he was like, "Here, watch this video." And you were talking. I can't remember what you were talking about, but you said. Mike and Loki broke it down the other day, or you said Mexican Iron Man. You said Mexican Iron Man and Loki broke it down the other day, and I was like, "Who's this guy? Why have I never heard of this guy? What is this guy doing?" And you had a really cool little group that you started out with, and it was interesting, and that's one of the things I want to talk about today is how you got here, how you found the time to write this book amidst all the other things you're doing and where you see yourself going. So let's go back to you brought up the beginning. So let's go back a little bit to the beginning. What got you to here? What got you here? The lockdowns. Were brutal, and you're just now seeing all these idiots on the far Wocoso left asking for forgiveness, and forgiveness is always a tough one. That's like one of the toughest things we can do as a human being, right? But it just really messed with a lot of our even adults and children with our mental game. So I had lost all my in-person clients, as far as the fitness business I was doing privately here in Los Angeles. And I literally was sitting on the couch, and this is April. So we were like month 2 into the lockdowns. And I had remembered Gary of Neurotic and John Talks and Jeremy of Geeks and Gamers. And so I just started hanging out in the chats again. And I remember Machini Draws, Clobbering Times. Who were some of the early friends also? Wes, Mads Mamba Bear. And then I saw a guy named Mexican Iron Man.
Breaking into the Star Wars theme park.
Oh God.
Were you around Ben when he did that? Okay.
No.
So that's how I met Mike. Suddenly out of nowhere, there was a video that DC came out with Doomcock, where Mike is like sneaking into Galaxy's Edge before it's open.
Oh, that's totally Mike. That's totally Mike. We just did that Halloween Horror Nights. He was in town a few weeks ago. And the guy is fearless. He'll just walk into a place. What's up? What's going on? We want to get in. What? Huh? What? Like, it's like, why am I going to ask for forgiveness or for permission, I'm just gonna walk in. Morning Punkwado. So, yeah, and you know, so I went live. My first live stream was like June or July 2020, and I was talking. Even then, I was one of the issues I talked about, because I was talking about music, I was talking about a new film, but one news item I was talking about was when Zoe Saldana asked for forgiveness for playing an acting role. And I said, never apologize.
Yeah.
You're an actor. That's your job. And just so you guys know, I come from an acting background, and my girlfriend's a working actor now. Um, that's absolutely ludicrous. You have this great career, playing Gamora and all these other characters, and then you're playing Nina Simone, and they darken your skin and you put on a nose prosthetic. That's called acting. That is called make believe, you know. And she got a lot of shit for that years ago when a movie came out, and then an article came out, or she apologized on Instagram. I was just like, dude. And it was kind of a sad apology. And she was breaking down, and she was being interviewed by this very talented writer, but very, very far left writer. And it's like, why are you apologizing to this guy? So that was on my first stream, and no one was watching except towards the end, and it said one, right? The number of people watching, one, and it was Mexican Iron Man.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That is something Mike would do.
Yeah, and he said he had gotten recommended to watch Latino Slant, and that's how it started. And we're off to the races because, going back to the 90s out of college, I was a writer, freelance writer for a few LA publications on Latin music, and that's where my connection started. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna, you know, invite some friends on the stream every now and then, talk to a musician, maybe talk to a filmmaker, and we'll take it from there. That's that's how the channel's grown. But this audience is just so special because it's actually not talking about Valhalla. I'm talking about, you know, uh, a lot of our friends' channels, big and small. The diversity is already there, eclectic tastes, and very, a diversity of not only ethnic backgrounds, but of, you know, social and political thought. And that's how you have some good conversations, man. And
Yeah.
you know,
You've gotta have that mix to have those wonderful conversations. If everybody's just nodding and agreeing, what's the point?
yeah. So I'm listening through the Elon Musk Joe Rogan appearance yesterday, and that's one of the things that Joe asked him. Why is the Taliban on Twitter? And he's like, well, look, free speech means free speech from someone you hate saying something you hate. Because then that allows you to be able to voice your opinion without any so it's interesting. Free speech, free thought. I mean, it's never easy. Uh, but again, that's what's so special about these communities, and that's why everyone needs to keep putting the pedal to the metal when it comes to speaking your mind. I come up with a little saying at the end of all my videos: wherever you're at, keep your slant fuerte. Your slant is your perspective, your rich perspective on life, on whatever it is. Fuerte means strength in Spanish. You're strong. Kind of like your Valhalla on your skull. It's like slant fuerte. We might not agree all the time. I even say that, but just comment. Even if you disagree with me, comment, and I will reply. I reply to, I'd say, 95% of people that comment on my videos.
when did you start having this idea of, you know what, I'm gonna write a book. I want to put pen to paper. We talk about all this stuff. We talk about how we don't like these things. We talk about how the entertainment industry is messing up, whether it's in movies, whether it's in video games, whether it's in books.
Mhm.
When did you decide, you know what, I'm gonna put my money where my mouth is and I'm gonna make something?
Sorry, I'm respond. You got, when Arwen walks into a room, you have to say hello to the
That's
to the
right.
to the lovely Ginger.
Good morning,
Uh,
Arwen.
Good morning. Well, Loki, I've been writing since I was a kid. I've been writing, short stories, poems. Uh, I even wrote a short play. I even wrote a short play in high school. I got a little award. So I've never really have always been writing. And with this story, I've been writing about this fictional universe for a few decades now. There's other stories and books with these characters, these related characters that I have waiting. This particular story, I started writing in 2019, the fall of 19, because I'd been in a little car accident and everyone was fine, but I had to get my car, really kind of fixed up a lot. And the spot was like a real deep part of South Central, real good mechanic. And I had decided to take the metro train there because we actually have a very sprawling metro line back now. And I was just writing my thoughts on different people and places that I'm checking out because that's what writers do. They just they observe, and the idea spawned this novella. Now, when lockdown happened, I kind of stopped writing. This was like that's another bad thing. It's like you stop doing your daily yoga practice or your daily stretch or whatever it is. You in a few days you feel differently. It's not good. So then I during I'd say 2021, I started working with an award-winning playwright, and what she did was that she went through my book, and it's a novella, right? It's 32 pages. It's pretty dense though. And she started giving me my notes, asking questions. And with her, she's an incredible lady. Her energy is so different than mine. And that was great for the editing process because she was asking questions I hadn't even thought of. She was like, "You know what? I think you need to put chapter 5 as chapter 1. You need to explain this universe." Great note. You know, I think you need to have a glossary of all these characters and their superpowers because you're just jumping into it. People are gonna want to keep going back to that glossary. I'm like, you know what? Absolutely. I'm thinking I just wrote a little short story. Um, so that process pretty much off and on is, we were pretty much done with it about earlier this year. Then I started working with James Esparza, who is a musician artist. He came up with the images, like the ones I gave you, the book covers. He formatted the book for when we're ready to print that, and it's funny because I'm getting 200 bucks. It cost me a little over $200 to order 2 proof books, and I'm getting those any day now. Uh, and even with the proof books, we were back and forth with Book Baby on the format. We kept going out of their lines of format for the page, and that was tedious, man. But you got to do it. Um, so yeah, and then in regards to our stories and telling new stories, I've always been a big proponent of that, which is why the slant has always featured writers, directors, actors, independent ones too. Like a movie they might have gotten done and were able to put streaming on iTunes or whatever it is. We've had them on because you know, eh, the big studios of Hollywood have just been so disappointing that you now have to really comb through their new works to find anything worthwhile. And they're there, they just don't promote them. They just throw them up on streaming. So yeah, I think it's really good for us, especially our friends who have bigger channels to 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 get their hands into something creative and see what part, that different part of them, what it does and what it challenges. Is very challenging. I know Mr. H has done a couple of films. I think that's fantastic. Of course, Jay, absolutely, Eric July. I got to meet Eric July a few months ago and bought his books, had him sign them, and so we'll get to the fulfillment later. But I've also watched how Mandy Summers, that Star Wars girl, I've watched how these guys have treated their audience with the content that they've provided, whether it's a comic book, calendar, whatever it is, how the fulfillment is. Because we have a few people here in Valhalla that have already contributed to my novella. I can't tell you how important it is that I fulfill and make sure that you are satisfied. 100%. Wow. 100%. I got this, I got that on time. So
You want your customers to be happy, and that's really important. You want these people, and they're I say customers, people purchasing your product. That is something that we have complained a lot about. There's been a lot of complaints about, what, I'm buying your services, I'm paying for this product, and they get treated like crap by somebody. They get treated like crap by a company. They get
Mhm.
treated like like, oh, well, it doesn't matter whether you paid us or not. This this isn't yours. We've heard all these things for the past 7, 8 years now.
Mhm.
And that is one of the things that we have been really, really staunch about standing up to and standing against, is the people that are treating their customers like they don't matter. And of course, you don't want to go down that road, and you want to make sure that the people purchasing your stuff are happy, and they know they're appreciated. I know when I backed it last night, you were like, boom, right there on Twitter, Loki. Thank you, brother. We got another top backer. Thank
Right.
you, my friend, so very much. And I did it without a second thought. Just oh, Paulie's coming out with something. Boom, there it is. But there are going to be people that are like, well, I'll give it a chance. And to see
Mhm.
that kind of appreciation, that's special. That is something special. That is something that comes out of, I don't want to say left field, because but
Yeah.
it almost does, kind of come out of left field. Is this, wow, look at that. I'm this guy's thanking me for
Mhm.
backing him up, and for contributing, and for supporting them. That there's nothing better than that.
Well, you
I
get
mean, right now, I don't even care if it's a good story or not. It's just like, I'm gonna back my friend, but then you
yeah.
doing that, going that extra mile is so much appreciated.
Well, it's that personal touch that Hollywood has lost, right? Or entertainment in general. Uh, that's what I wanted to do, and that's what I'm doing. And because you got to understand, for me to see every time I get the email alert, you have a new contribution, and I'm just like, "What? Oh, this is cool! Oh my god, I can't believe it! It's really gonna happen." Um, because this is my first and only time that we're gonna do an Indiegogo to launch a book. It's just that first step into Slant Productions that me and Mike have been talking about for a few years now. Because I got stories. So personal touch is everything. And so each person, from the $10 to we got that $500 contribution yesterday from my cousin and her family. I mean, cousin or not, $500, it blew me and my mom away. I was actually with my mom when that happened. You have to honor that. You have to acknowledge that. You did a what, a 40 and a 10, Chris Persia. And that's what's so cool, that we're seeing Mexican Iron Man, that RC from NYC, Valhalla, Flantinos, y'all coming out. And we have goals. That means that now I have a great producer who's been helping me and Mike out, because Mike is just so busy, and we're very demanding with Mike.
Yeah, I don't think people realize just
yeah. So I have the Slant has a new producer under Mike's tutelage, Fletcher Williams, who's been absolutely killing it. Fletcher Williams is absolutely amazing. So, anyways, we set goals, man, and our goals are always about the audience, whether it's Latinos, the members, extended out to all the communities, Valhalla, the Midnighters. Listen, Monday morning, I was on with Andre and Tom, and they redirected their stream. So when me and Romy started reading portions of the book, we had over what, 180 people watching us. That was crazy, man. So, and that's another personal touch. It's like, you know what? Me and Romy are going to read excerpts from the book. I want to keep doing something. I want to do different things, right? And we thought of, like, listen, if you can't afford the $25 to $40 tiers, hit us with $10. I'm going to send you the MP3 audio of it. We're going to record and do a nice recording. Boom. Thank you. Because this is the money that people are backing this project. It's not just to get their book and I'm going to give it love and attention, posters, the whole thing. But everyone, this is to set up the book process, the printing. They have all these costs. So, yeah, man. Yeah, I mean, personal touch is everything. Everything.
no, absolutely. And you want to walk away with this going, you know what? I've learned this process. I now know this process. I know what I'm getting myself into. I know what the costs and what the production are going to be, and you can move on to something even bigger and continue this. That's the big thing. You see a lot of people do these one-offs, like, oh, support my this, support my that, and then poof, that's it. That's all you get. We are there. There is not a whole group of Eric Julys out there rolling in $1 million campaigns that just take off and are immediately successful. And that's one of the things that blew me away with Eric was he had everything ready. It wasn't, hey guys, support this, and in a year I'll give you a book. Because a lot of us wait. We wait sometimes longer than a year. I remember the first Cyberfrog, Ethan, and I'm not jamming on Ethan anyway. I'm just saying I waited more than a year for that first Cyberfrog book.
Yep.
Sometimes you wait. What Eric did was Eric changed the game. Eric said, I already got everything made and ready. You just order it and I will ship it to you. And it was like, when did this happen? When did something like this happen? So you want to get that learning experience, and you want to get that first thing. And I'm Paulie, sky's the limit, brother. The sky is the limit. You can do anything today with the dedication, and you are dedicated. If anybody out there would argue that, please give me a good reason why you think Paulie is dedicated. Paulie is one of the most dedicated on the rails people that I know. But you're going to walk away with this with a huge learning curve.
Yeah, and well, and thank you to your member Valhalla, June, I believe, June Wong. He just backed the book, $40 level. I mean, there it is right there. It's like,
June Wong, thank you so very much, brother. June Wong with $5 Australian super chat says, backed. Keep it coming, Paulie. The Latino Slant. Thank you so much, June Wong,
Skull.
for backing the book and for your super chat, brother. You guys keep the fires burning bright here in Valhalla, and brother, this one is just for you. Skull.
A dollar? I've never seen a dollar. Nobody's got a dollar. Let us see the dollar. There it is. It's beautiful. Take your hat off, boy. That's a dollar bill.
Did you expect in 24 hours to have gone over half your goal?
No, no. And I think that was one of the things that we were talking about was like, well, why this goal and why such a short time? And I was like, because of what Loki was saying was that I don't want this to drag on. I don't want, I have very clear dates as to when when you will get the book in your hands. And because of those horror stories I've heard from our friends of like, yeah, I backed this project and still never got anything.
Yeah, you're still waiting.
Right, because why is that? Because nowadays you count we're counting our pennies, man. Every dollar is sacred nowadays. There's a lot we can do with our money, and again, that's how you honor your audience. That's how you honor your entertainment. And so yeah, it yes, I didn't think we'd get here this quick. I thought maybe by the end of the weekend coming up, but we're well on our way. But also too, well, we did everything. We did everything. We're doing everything right, and it's paying off. Um, and Loki, a lot of this apparatus of setting stuff up and hitting the thank yous and making sure people. That's all because we have our channels and we have our members. Like that's like the education is right there. I mean, you and your audience, you guys have a very special bond. So that's something you work on Monday through Friday, every day.
Yes. And Makini Draw says, just backed it. Latino Slant just backed it.
What?
Thank you, Makini. Thank you, brother.
Wow. Let me see. Wow. See, this is yeah.
And Classic says, I backed a couple of things I've never received. So have I.
What?
It's called a cash grab, brother. That's why Cecil made a book called Cash Grab, because nobody ever thought he'd actually come out with it.
Well, and the one thing that I didn't have control over in Classic, I hear you, and because of that same thing, I wanted to have the physical book, not just my manuscript, right? Because this is my manuscript, but I wanted the physical book while I got to go on all our friends' channels to promote it. But working with that self-book company, I was telling you guys all the edits and re-edits we had to keep doing. That got delayed. It's currently in transit now. These two proof books. So they're kind of gonna be like little rare items, because from that proof book I'll make my last final changes, but I'm gonna get to have it in my hands hopefully soon. And I think that's another way of leaving people's anxiety about them parting with their money with because we've already departed with a lot of the entertainment in our money. I've gotten to a point where not only months ago I canceled my Disney Plus, I've stopped watching the shows. That's me. And you know me, I watch Loki, Secret War, it was a Secret Invade, whatever that thing was called. Ahsoka, absolute disaster. absolute freaking disaster, man. So yeah, Classic Comics, I hear you, and that's one of the things I'm just watching the landscape on this. I'm taking that step into creator, because just because you're an artist like Makini is an artist, selling his art getting it out there, it's a completely different animal. With Makini Draws, his streams, it's insight to watching him be creative, but it's also a marketing tool that he uses, which is brilliant. Brilliant.
What's been the most difficult process that you've come across since you started doing this?
YouTube or the novella?
The novella.
Difficult? I think it's probably just my own anxiety and doubt, because eh, I'm putting myself out there in a different way. Will people, support it? Will people like it? Um, so that was there. That was there, and just just some of the operating costs because uh, you know everything we do costs money to do, and so that's been a an investment and a leap of faith, and so you know we'll see how it goes. So, like I said, so far it's going wonderful. But
I can imagine that that's one thing that some creators never take into account, especially when you're first starting out, is, oh, I didn't think about the cost of this, or I didn't
mhm.
think about what if this happens, or what if the books come in and they're not, the way I want them to be, or what if there's a lot of what ifs, and those what ifs have to be covered just in case something happens.
So we just got a bunch of new contributions. I'm not going to dox any names I don't know, but can I just read a couple of them, Loki?
Yeah, no, please, please.
Well, James Watari, who's amazing, he helped get me to San Diego Comic Con, and who I owe a barbecue to. He just backed up the project. A James W. backed up the project, and Aldega Outlaw, and Makini Draws. Wow, dude. Wow.
Thank
That
you,
is
gentlemen, so very
yeah,
much.
yeah. So yeah, I mean, this is beautiful. We're now almost at our halfway mark, which means we are able to produce the actual book. And that cost to produce 100 books, 50 posters, and get them to me is where we're almost at. So yeah, I mean, I feel like I feel like I want to do something special right now for these people.
Well, you're more than welcome to. We are live. You are
Yeah,
more than welcome to. Thank you, gentlemen, so very much. Thank you, gentlemen and ladies. You're
yeah,
absolutely epic.
yeah.
Asaj Maludi said you are the best smooth operator in our circles, Paulie. How could we not?
Yeah, I don't know if Romy agrees with that, but but thank you.
Romy's backed you up, and one of the things I've said from the very beginning is having someone in your corner that supports what you were doing helps out so very much. That is one of the keys to victory, in my opinion, is having someone there that says, no, you are on the right path. Keep doing what you're doing, and supports you putting yourself out there and taking that chance, because you are putting yourself out there. You're taking a chance.
Mhm.
Some people will never do that. And having someone in your corner saying, no, do it. You can do this. You deserve it. That is so damn important.
Yeah, but like any woman that challenges you, supports you, and champions you, she's also practical. She's like, you are gonna make money off of this, right? Because yes, but she's just looking out, right? And but she's like that with everything, and you need that yin and yang, as you know, brother. So I mean, she's so supportive that she took the time out of her day a couple days ago, and she came on and read some portions of the book, and people were saying, just let her speak.
Let her talk, Paulie.
Yeah, just let her talk. Paulie, you should do something special. Paulie should do something special. How about a shirtless pole dance on camera in a man thong?
What is Mike's obsession with thongs?
Yeah. Mike's slightly obsessed with my, with my looks. I don't know what's going on there, but I, I don't know where I'm going with that. A pole dance with a man thong. Well, I think that's probably just a very small part of the audience that would want to watch anything like that. So, I don't know. I have to think about that, bro. And because you're the number one, Mexican man thong, window jumper, from what I
That's
hear.
right.
Yeah.
That's right. Yes. Yes.
Cabron.
Oh man. Oh, thank you, Adega. Thank you, brother. It's my pleasure. You guys, you know what? All of you, Adega, Paulie, Mike, Chris Bergia, all you guys have been so absolutely supportive of me. It is the very least I can do.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, if we wanted to, I can read a couple lines from the novella for you guys.
Please. The floor is yours, brother.
So we get a sense. So the narrative is very different in that the lead character of Charleston's talking to you, and he's got a very strange sense about him. So I'm going to read let's read the first chapter. It's a half a page, and then I would love to hear from Loki. Okay, part 1, Forever Now. Before we begin, let me give you a little Forever Now universe rundown. Take the glossary above and pay attention. My time is valuable. Yet time and dates don't really match up the way you all count shit. So just abandon your calendars and holidays for the rest of this tale, okay? Dwellers are the mindless minions. Scallywags or waggers are warriors, tough as shit. Disciples are the generals. Think Norse gods on roids. Rare are the dark lords of Miklan. The Fallen Sun, or FS, he's one such dark asshole. Now, on our end, the collective, we have composers, healers, scouts, and observers. It's a lot to cover, I know, but just know we don't have a hierarchy. It's just a never-ending family feud that will end soon. Now, the most powerful entity ever conceived was a Hot Five. These mofos are timekeepers of old. They're god warriors of sound. Sound is a mathematical language we all speak. My celestial kin, who are musicians, know this. The Hot Five embodied and saved civilians time and time again. Their power? When playing their instruments together, they create waves, laser blasts of energies from their instruments. The drum, the bass, guitar, horn, and accordions channeled elements, high force vibrations that did the will of their players. Plenty of times, space waggers waged war with the Hot Five and the time gates they protected. Now, let me tell you about the time I almost died. And that's how I start the book.
Okay, I need to know about these Norse looking disciple sons of bitches. That yes, I'm Paulie. I'm already interested. I'm already there. Yes.
So before that, we created that glossary I was telling you about, right? And explains what each category is, as well as the cast of characters, because you're going to constantly go back to this. So yeah, there's just a hierarchy with the dark cousins, with the dark side, right? I call them the dark cousins. So there's just different levels of warriors, as there were, in any knights, whatever, you have, the different levels. So scallywags or waggers are or warriors, they're tough as shit. They move cat-like, they got, the superhuman strength. Um, Disciples are the generals, like the ones above them. They're, when I say think of Norse gods on roids, you know, you're looking at men that are just, humongous, right? And they have stone arms, or they're throwing planets at you, just crazy elemental shit. And then there's only really maybe one or two dark lords, and uh they don't even come to earth. They're in an underworld called Mictlan, which is an Aztec Mesoamerican that I pull from, to where that is a completely different story. Yeah, to where the Dark Lords fight this our hero, and his name is Bravo. And Bravo is kind of like the granddaddy of Charleston. So, I spent a lot of time just breaking these characters down. Now, I don't know if that answered your question. You know,
I love the fact that you have like, okay, let's anytime you want, we can go back here. One of the things I hate doing, and I had to do this with the Silmarillion. I'm
yep.
gonna jam on Tolkien here for a minute. Nobody kill me and hate me, please. I had to write like I had to get a notebook. And
hmm
the first time I read this, I was probably 13, 14, 15. I can't remember how old I was, but I had to write down everybody because I couldn't keep track of everybody. And the Silmarillion's a hard as shit book to read. It's one of the hardest books I've ever had to read. Lord of the Rings and Hobbit is so much easier than the Silmarillion. But I had to write down character profiles myself. And you've done that. You've done
Yep.
that already for the reader. Here, just go back to here and you can here's your profiles on who's in this book.
Yeah, and it makes it easy, and I get why when you're writing something like this, why it takes years, because it's taken years to really write about all these different characters and different iterations, a short story, chapter books, even the scripts, because everyone that I bring into this particular novella, I've written about already, and their relationships, their powers, their story, how they got there, which I'm ready to share. And yeah, the thing is that it's like you can be flowery, lyrical with your words. You just got to make sure you're keeping people enthralled with the story, and then they have that glossary, cast of characters that they can easily go to Oh, okay. Oh, Lala, okay, she's this type. She's a composer. And what can a composer do? Oh, can a composer do this? Okay, good. I'm good. So
I love that. I love
yeah.
it. And no, it's a very unique way to solve the issue. If anybody goes, I forgot what this does. Boom, there you go. Oh, I forgot who this person's name is. Boom, here you go. Oh, I forgot what this person does. Boom, there you go. It's brilliant. I love that. I absolutely love that. I wish more authors looked at that and did that, because when you're jumping into a book, there's some crazy writers out there, and then there are some writers that just throw you in expecting you to know everything that's going on. And especially when you read like a series of books, which is what I'm assuming you're going to do, I'm assuming this is going to be an ongoing series. You kind of need that. Eventually you're going
Oh
to
yeah.
have your readers that are like, oh no, Paulie, I know exactly who this is and I know exactly what they do, and yada yada yada, after reading this stuff over and over and over again. But when you're trying to get into it, man, I feel like it is so very much needed.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yes, this is going to be an ongoing series of novellas. And even before this was written, I had written a book on Bravo's character. the greatest hero of them all, and how he became immortal because he was a man who had lost his wife and son. He was a detective, and that's a really cool story. But that is like 20 years old, 15 years old. So when you're going in and out with these characters for so many years, it's kind of easy to pull from because I have it all here. But yes, with the Forever Now series, this is going to be ongoing because there's so many characters and relationships and stories to tell you guys and to have fun with. And this one, the linear story is that Charleston is a healer. His particular powers is that when he's near you, he can heal anything that ails you, from physical, emotional, mental, spiritual. He just needs to be near you. The longer the better. And he's recollecting on what just happened in the last 24 hours because his job was to um, ready this potential, this young person to the next level, so she can fulfill her potential, right? So that's the linear what happens. He's like, this is what I just did the last couple of days ago, but this is what's really going on in my head. And so linearly, like what happens in our own time is it's actually very quick, but what he gives you is a lot. And one of the things is that he explains how he operates. How does someone who has these special powers, how does he get away without being noticed? Right?
Right.
So, if you guys noticed, the first thing you notice, you see a picture of this guy who looks like a homeless guy with the dreads. That's Charleston. And in the book, I explain that Charleston has to take this persona on. So not only does he not get detected by people who want to be, oh my God, please save us, but also by the dark side. Because the dark side, they're looking for him and his kind so they can stomp him out. Right? So it's not
Right.
like a Superman hero blazing. It's
Fighting
heroes that
everybody and taking on all comers and destroying and yeah,
there is
invulnerable
that.
and
There is those fights.
yeah.
But as far as like daily, like his Clark Kent is that he's a homeless man. I wanted to do that on purpose because I wanted to say, this is a portion of our society that's discarded, that we have very judgmental on, that we, have problems with. But what if they had something that we don't have? What if actually they are saving society in the shadows? So I just took that idea to where he's gotta be undercover like this so he doesn't get detected by anyone. Now here's the catch 22. Here's the catch 22. In order for him to heal people, right, to work with people, he's got to get close to you, but he looks crazy and he smells stink. It's all on purpose. It's all his plan, which he talks about. Charleston has a very funny sense of humor that I think everyone's gonna really connect with and get.
Squeaka says, thank you so much for sharing your stories. Good morning, Squeaka. I can't wait to read it. I'm excited to see how the characters interact in regards to this incredibly crafted world and one another. It sounds so different.
Well, Squeaka just contributed and backed the project. Look at that. The Familia $40 level. I mean, that's amazing. So Squeaka, we're gonna take care of you. We're going to really send you all the love and attention that we promised you with that level. So yeah, thank you so very much, and I'm glad that you enjoyed some of the words, I mean, like I said, Charleston is so you know, it, it's such a great character I've created. I At first I imagined the humor of Samuel L. Jackson, like the way he delivers his bad mofo shit. But I had actually met a gentleman that looked like our character, but he had a real gravelly voice, and I was just like, wow, that's all I want. I wish I could recreate that, but you never know, but it helps me write the character even stronger. Just backed at tier 3. Wow, Larry, yeah, look, I just got that. Larry for
Thank you
for
so much, brother. The man's so
$40.
nice. You got to say his name twice. Larry, thank you, my friend, so very much. All the
So
support is overwhelming, Valhalla. Thank you for backing Paulie's project.
okay, here we go. Here we go. Let me share this with you guys. Let me put this in the private chat, brother, because I gotta thank you as well. That last one just made us officially at 50%.
What Paulie just saying is 1,775 US back, 36 backers, 50%, $3,500 flexible goal, 16 days left. That is amazing, dude. You
Dude.
just started this.
Oh my God. Wow. Yeah, I mean, I would love to read a little bit more just to entertain people, entertain all you guys that backed it. Is that cool?
Yeah, dude. The floor is yours.
Is that
Floor is
cool?
yours.
Would you guys want that? So again, thank you, Larry Skika Mouse, Adega, Makini, and this is also the layout too. That is the official layout. So you're gonna get a few images, about 5 of them, interspersed in the book, which have been done. All the artwork, everything's been done. So I just read you guys the first one, Forever Now. Each little mini chapter has a title. This one's called The Healer. Am I dead? Again? Abuelo's gonna be pissed. I'm on a bus bound for Yuma. Points of encounter, humans, plain folks, lost ones. We depart and I have the shivers. I'm overworked and due for a long holiday. Shit, let's be honest, I'm dying for a vacay. Eastbound, heading towards the dunes of my childhood, let me tell y'all a little bit about me and my heavenly talents. The only way I can best use my gifts is if I keep on moving, never staying in one place, city or county. No set routines. I help more people this way. No, I save more this way. I'm more effective with my boots on the ground. I visit district after district, year after year, to see potentials like myself, and along the way, I help folks out like you, the affected. Depending on what line I ride, there's a rash of scavengers preying on said normies and turning them. So, while my primary purpose is to prepare gifted ones to cross over, I love to heal and help travelers who are seemingly lost along the way. These souls who take trains, buses, and free shuttles are chin deep in loneliness, fear, and anger. I don't need physical contact or a handshake to change their lives. No, I just need to sit next to them. The longer, the better. An open seat is tricky to maneuver, and I need time with the life I'm trying to change. Space and time is not ideal on the transit line. The less time, the less influence I have. In seconds, I can change a person's mood. Minutes, their day. Longer, their year, and potentially an entire lifespan. I realign their mental attitude, that's all. The mental to the divine. Over the ages, people have slowly stepped away from our purpose. For lack of better words, we forgot about God. So I could explain the why and the state of our world, but you already know that situation. So I make people remember God. I make them recollect by not saying a single word. I just sit and feel for them, feel for what they love and what they miss the most, their purest selves. When I find it, I create a wonderful window for them. Deep in their hearts, I set it. Once they look in and out of themselves, it reminds them of what they cherish and love the most. they get to fucking fall in love all over again with their younger selves. They fall into this pure place of freedom. I guess you could say I'm a divine ninja. Damn, I love my job.
Mephisto says, man, that silky voice.
So that's like the first part of the healer chapter. But I think, you know, I think you guys get a sense of how I write, of the novella. Is the whole thing is like that. Never
that's
piss
great.
off my abuela. Yeah, don't. Yeah.
Anything before we get out of here, Paulie? And guys, go back now. If you haven't backed Latino Slant's project on Indiegogo, it is in the comments. It is pinned. It is a pinned comics. Just click on that little blue bar. It says go back Paulie's novella. The link is there for Charleston. Is there anything you want to throw out there before we get out of here?
I mean, besides, you know, my gratitude, of course, to you and to Valhalla, Adega, Chris Persia, Mexican Iron Man, of course. Grimm's asking an audiobook. What tier one? Yes, what tier one will be is a audio MP3. It won't be that, like, it'll be a really good quality. Me and Romy are going to record it here. It's one of the things I wanted to do as an added entertainment element, and so you guys can hear it. But to produce something like that professionally does cost money. So we'll look into that, because, you know, we don't, you know, but with our campaign, tier 3 and 4 get that MP3 along with their book and their poster, and they're gonna get that real soon. So I just want to add, Loki, that our deadline is in 16 days. Once we're done, it'll take about 2 weeks to get funded back. In those 2 weeks, I'll produce the MP3. I'll make the changes to the book. Then we're going to production. That is actually going to happen really quick, because they already have the layouts. They already have everything's been approved. And that first week of December would be production. I hope to get everything here that second week. And then I will autograph, bag, send, you know, do all that stuff and get it mailed out. And my hope is that you guys will get it by Christmas. All the backers will get this book in their hands by Christmas.
Nice. Yeah. Nice. Guys, Latino Slant, thank you, Paulie, for being here. Make sure we're going to redirect over to Machini Draws this morning. Guys, if you're not subscribed to Machini, make sure you get over there, ring that bell, and catch his show. Big thank you, though, to you, Paulie, for coming on this morning, for sharing this with us. It takes a lot to get yourself out there, and that's exactly what you're doing, brother. So congratulations, and I'm so happy that you are to the point where you can be like, no, I can send everything off, and everything's already getting made. Congratulations, brother.
Thank you, brother. And you know, you and you know, all our friends, you guys have a little more insight to my life on the daily. So you know, we're in this together, and let's keep going, man. Let's keep rocking. Thank you.
Heck yeah. Guys, take care. Be excellent to each other. Always speak friend to enter. We will catch you on the next YouTube Talk. Have a great one, everybody.
These videos are tremendous. Like, comment, and subscribe, and hammer that notification bell.